Hello all, 1st of May 2016, Dan here from Essex, United Kingdom. Good weather today. It's going to be sort of around 14 degrees apparently, and it's going to get up to around 16 degrees some days next week. So of course that is great. Lots of sun, lots of rain we've had, so of course that should help with some plant growth and hopefully a good summer. So to me, May indicates that summer is on the way, and I really do like that. So let's have a look what we've got. Now I'm not going to go into details because I went through all this the other day on a backyard allotment video, but you can see what we got here, and there's a few new things I need to show you. So what we got here is tomatoes. Okay, now of course we're still getting frosts, so these are protected, but you can see here they're only in a little pot at the moment, but we're going to put these into bigger pots, and of course protected with the bubble wrap here as well, and then the pot over the top, so that should keep the frost off of them and hopefully should get some nice tomatoes. So all the same under here, so I'm not going to go and show you each individual one. That's 5 of them there. Only going to have about 5 tomato plants this year. Had too many last year. You may remember they were in this bay here, and yeah, set them too thick and they were just a pain because they went everywhere. So 5 plants, quality not quantity. Now here, peaches. You can see they really are getting bigger. Of course it's way too early in the season in order to get any edible peaches, at least in this country, but still peach leaf curl free, and this tree's put up some significant new shoots, as you can see here and over there. So hopefully this tree will be giving us a nice productive lot of peaches this year. And down here we have some more sweet corn, so we're all looking good, nice and healthy. I try and use sort of organic compost in here really, because it tends to be better, more organic matter in it, more nutritious, and the plants can stay in it for longer, which of course is very important, because the sort of cheap powdery stuff you can buy, the plants seem to use up the nutrients very quickly, which is sort of quite obvious really, and then they start suffering from nutrient deficiencies. So it's nice to get a nice bit of organic compost, a bit of manure, fish blood and bone, coffee ground, stuff like that. What we got here? Now you may remember I did a video the other day on how to grow melons in a cold climate. Well, we've had about 5 or 6 frosts since I set these, and nothing's got, what's that on there? Nothing's got these yet. So although something is eating the leaves, which of course is a shame, but you can't have everything. And these are bitter melons. Another watermelon there, and some watermelons under here. Now that one's died. Look, I imagine the frost has got it, but that's life. Losing one out of the amount I have here, I'm quite happy with just losing one so far. So really what we need is we need a yeah, that's a nice one. We need some heat really in order to more here, look, get these melons into growth, because of course melons like heat. And I heard something very interesting the other day. Apparently the winter in this country wasn't cold enough to stop to put slugs into hibernation, so of course they kept breeding all of winter. Apparently that's what the report says. I'm sure if you search the internet you'll find it, but that's really worrying for a gardener, and of course farmers as well, because we could be expecting a huge explosion of slugs this year, which of course we all know how damaging slugs are to our plants, etc, etc, so be vigilant with regards to that one. So yeah, I mean, polytunnel looking good. I'm certainly happy with it. You can feel the warmth coming in. Okay, so over to the backyard orchard now. You can see, showed this one before, pear onward, but really looking healthy up against this fence post. It's espalier, putting out all this new growth. Just that so far this year. Gonna have to tie in the new shoots in order to keep this espalier how it should be. But there's a lot of blossom on here. Just hoping we don't get too many harsh frosts in order to take it off, and then we won't get a crop. But it's looking good so far, and against this south facing fence, which it's getting warm already this early in the day, it should be protected for a good crop. Okay, the gala apple looking good, and the home grafted tree also looking good, with some nice rhubarb to match. So we should be doing okay in that sense. And the home grafted Winter King apple that I grafted 2 years ago, once again looking good. So maybe we might even get 1 or 2 apples off of it this year. Lakemont seedless grapevine, an excellent vine to grow. Okay, so here what we have is a little vegetable garden we've got here. Now it's probably about, I don't know, 3 meters by 6, something like that. But it's a relatively small space, and you really can grow a lot in here. I mean, if you look at this spinach, this is from last year, and you can still see there's a significant crop on there. So that's great. That really is good. Really happy about that. Getting some nice spinach more or less every day. This one's gone to seed, but that's the sort of thing you would expect at this time of year. And we've got some lettuce here. I believe this, let's have a look what this is, I think. Oh, it's worn off. This may be winter density, I'm not exactly sure, but either way it is a winter lettuce, and it's still nice to eat. Onions. Okay, now we come to the blueberries here. Now, I did put a video up a few weeks ago showing how I make my own blueberry compost, and you can see they're rewarding me for it. Blossom. This will be blossom. These are different varieties, some of which I don't know what they are because I was given the plants, but they all fruit and blossom at different times a few weeks later, so I get a little successional crop of blueberries, which of course is a good thing, and this is what I'm using at present. Now I don't usually advocate using stuff like this, but for blueberries they do like a nice feed. So this is Doff Azalea Chameleon Rhododendron feed for all ericaceous plants. Now of course blueberries like ericaceous soil, and if you don't have ericaceous soil you're looking at trouble. So check out my video if you're interested from a few weeks ago, and I will explain in that video in detail how I produce my own compost for my blueberries. Over here, not too much left. A few leeks from last year, and I'll go over to the other side. Okay, so we've got some peas set in here, and some peas here as well. Radish is set in here, which I think are, yep, starting to come up already. Now we've got a few potatoes coming up from last year, but never mind, it seems to be nearly impossible to get them all out regardless of how vigilant you are. Beetroot in there, beetroot there, and carrots along here. So this is, as I've stated before, this is all no dig. We don't dig it. Put it straight in. I've got many videos on how to create no dig beds, so check them out if you're interested. And we've got the pots here for my project, which is very soon to be happening, hopefully within the next month or so. I keep going on about this, but I'll tell you a bit more about it when it becomes clearer exactly what's going to happen. So this is coming into little grapes forming here. This is a very fruity grapevine, so hopefully we're doing well in that sense. Now we're over here in the gooseberries, the gooseberry area. Now this is the thing, you see, now this area is one of the more shady parts of the garden. Of course it does get sun later in the day, but not all day, but yet we still manage to get a good crop of gooseberries every single year. Now I'm not suggesting that you even for a minute start setting gooseberry bushes in the dark in the garden, but you want to be looking at, you know, if you've got a part of the garden that's not quite so sunny and you don't know what to do with it, you know, you could put a few gooseberries in. You know, these do really well every single year. We get a good crop. I mean, these have been hard pruned, but you can see the little flowers here. There's significant volumes of them, and we will be getting a good crop, I have no doubt, this year. Now we're looking up into the canopy of the mulberry tree, and mulberries are great things to grow. This has been, I think, over 20 years now. Yeah, so I hope everybody's having a good time with regards to their gardening at this time of year. It's very exciting because, you know, everything's starting growing, we're getting things in, and the season is becoming productive. So hope everyone out there is okay. Take care, and we will speak soon.